Be the change. Presence. Be the change. Be one of those people who can be at peace or be present. How do you do that? You just got to figure out how to get out of your thoughts. Constant thinking. Are you thinking about something you're planning to do? If you keep thinking about something you're planning to do, you might feel anxious. And you might feel anxious because now your mind is in the future and your body is sitting here. In between, there is a big gap of uncertainty. There's a big gap that, oh my God, anything can happen. Or perhaps you are sitting there and then you are thinking about the good old days. Back in the day, everything was so much easier. Or maybe back in the day, oh my God, crazy. Or perhaps if you keep thinking about the past, then all of a sudden you feel maybe a little bit of sadness or sorrow, time gone by, places, people, things that are no longer in your life. And it can cause a lot of grief. So then, okay, here you are in the present, sitting right here. Your body's sitting right here. Your mind is back there like 20 years ago. In between there is a lot of stuff that happened. And so often you find if your mind is in the past, you're feeling sadness, depression. If your mind is in the future, you might be feeling anxious, angst, or excitement, depending on how you display what's going to happen to you in the future. And then every so often in between, there is this space of uncertainty where everything can happen. So, presence, reeling back the thoughts from the future, reeling back the thoughts from the past, and then boom, there you are. Right here, right now. Not trying to get anywhere, not trying to think of something to say, not trying to figure out a problem, not trying to do anything, basically just sitting, standing, or lying there. So, Esther Abraham Hicks says, consider this question. If I am in Phoenix, Arizona, and it is my desire to be in San Diego, California, how would I go about getting to San Diego? The answer to this question is easy to hear, no matter what your mode of transportation, by air, by car, or even on foot. If you will face the direction of San Diego and continue to move in the direction of San Diego, then you must reach San Diego. So set a goal. The goal can be presence. How can you go from being completely entrapped in your mind, constantly letting these mind patterns run your life? How can you go from that to presence? Randomly throughout the day, you can just stop and you can be like, I'm going to pause here for a moment and I am going to tune in to my inner body. And then you focus on your toes, you focus on your hands, your arms, your torso, your legs, your head. Not the head with two shoes on it. All the rest of the body too, everything in between the head and the shoes. And you feel this energy, internal energy center, energy, and you feel it. And now that's your entryway into the present moment. Great Spirit, Father God, source of all things, the Tao, consciousness. Consciousness, what is the overall message today? Strength. Strength can come in many forms. Love strength. Strength is good. Strength is good. Having courage, showing strength, showing up, showing down, going forward, going backwards. Anyhow, hopping around on planet Earth can be busy stuff. We got justice. Balanced. surrounded by support, and the King of Wands energy. Yep, got a lot on your plate, which, I mean, strength is here, heavy burden is here, is in a blockage. Sometimes we overload ourselves a little bit. As humans, we take on too many things. We take on too many things, and then it slows us down a little bit. Or you might just get to where you're going a little bit slower, but you get a lot done too. So strength is here. And teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Unless, of course, you're in a group with narcissists. Or something crazy like that. Good peoples are also essential for good cooperations. Pure intentions. Like, what's your intentions? You can just tell people. We got strength again. Strength and strength. So overall is strength, and then a big change. Okay, so if you're going through changes in your life, it can be very terrifying, can be very scary. Maybe you're changing jobs, or all of a sudden you just find that there's nothing more for you in this scenario, so I'm going to change whatever. And then you hop to a different pathway, or you do something completely different, which is a big change, which, you know, yeah, letting go. Sacral chakra. So you got big changes coming in. You have the strength to endure it. You always do. And your strength, you'll never really know about your strength until you have to prove it, or until you have to prove it. Like, if life don't give you any more options to mess it up, or it doesn't give you any more options to take a side road, or do a reroute or whatever, and life is no longer giving you those options, and so what you do? Well, then you just got to make the changes. And if you don't make the changes, life is going to force you into somehow be so miserable or so discontent that eventually you have to do the changes. It's not out of spite, it's out of love, because universe knows that if you're not in the place where you could be at your highest best, or do the highest good, like, and if that is one thing that you are wanting for, so like you're wanting to go to San Diego, but you're in Phoenix, and so you have to get there. And to get there, sometimes, yeah, it takes strength, it takes courage, it takes all of that, and also it takes big changes. You have to make big changes. All of a sudden, you can't just sit on your couch in Phoenix anymore and think about things. Now you're gonna have to go out and do it. Big difference. So doing it is big difference than thinking about it. But doing it is also the fun part. Everything else is just an illusion. Letting go. I release repressed or trapped emotions and their associated beliefs with ease and grace. Like the strength to face repressed or trapped emotions. I'm not going to try and make light of it, because it's not really easy, and it's a scary experience for a lot of people to go within and to you know, if you're like 40 years old and then you have your whole life you've been holding down or repressing these certain emotions that is connecting with abandonment, say. And now though, 40 years later, you could enter into a soul connection, a Two of Cups, like a soul bond. You could enter into this, and that good old repressed fear of abandonment is showing its ugly face. And so here, this fear is just inside of you. There's nothing dangerous about it. There's nothing magical about it. There's nothing, it's just like a pattern that once upon a time, it got stuck there, emotional pattern. And so whatever situation you are coming in your life is going to trigger, it could trigger this abandonment wound, so that now it's showing up in your presence. Hi, I'm gonna get you. And then, so then maybe the belief that is attached to this abandonment issue is that every time someone is say they're gonna love me, they won't. They're gonna be lying about it, and they're trying to take something, or they try and disrupt my life, and they're just full of you know what. And then once you go in there, this is going to be a major change too, and it takes strength, it takes courage to go in there and to really be like, every time I'm about to go into a good relationship, I blew it, like I self-sabotage, I do something crazy, I mess it up. And so you've seen this pattern over and over again in your life. Margie, come here. Hey, come here. Hey, hold on. And so you've had this going on, and now you're looking at it and you can see the pattern, and now you can easily go in there and see this pattern. Once you can see the pattern, you just have to like have compassion with yourself and go within, and then find that feeling that happened that way long ago, and then you go through the motion, because before you might have to stop it, or there was no outlet for the emotion, so it got trapped, it got stuck in you. And now your job is to just release it. And then you can be like implementing new beliefs and taking away those unhealthy beliefs that might have took away from you a lot of happiness, joy, and peace and love. And so where appropriate, I let go of those people and situations that perpetrate hurt and unease. Let go of people, places, and things that is causing you hurt and unease. Sometimes, though, we have to look inside and see if it's actually those people who are causing it, or if it's an old abandonment wound, or if it's an old kind of situation that happened before. And so I release my investment in staying safe and stuck. I surrender, trust, and allow the light to guide me. Releasing all those fears, releasing and letting go of these things that hold you back. I mean, there's a huge investment these days in staying safe and stuck. Like you create this safe life, you create this job, you have this safe income, you have this safe environment, you have this safe, everything is safe, and it's your comfort zone. And this is where you thrive. There's nothing uncomfortable coming in there. And then if you would like some more adventure in your life, or you would like some more excitement in your life, or perhaps you want to feel a little bit more exhilarated, or like a little bit more enthusiastic about things. Enthusiasm is a good thing. So strength. Have the strength to also trip yourself out the door, out of the comfort zone. Like if there's something that you really wanted to do, like, okay, so you are in your couch. That's your Phoenix. So you're sitting there in Phoenix in your couch, and you really would like to, you know, be in San Diego on the beach. And so, but you have all these body issues, and you have all these self-aware, I'm too self-conscious, and you have all these, I can't do stuff alone. And so, okay, so how do you then get from Phoenix to San Diego, so that you can get off the couch and you can just do things that you would like to do in your life, that you afterwards would make a little happy memory, that would give you some kind of a joy when you do the routines and your safety zone and all that stuff. Justice, being a just person is great. Being a just person is great. It's also, if you come in with justice, with like honorability, honorable, and then you come in with to justice with like honor, you come in with integrity, and you come in with like a sense of truth, and you come in with, because truth can be many things depending on, You come in with a sense of justice. And that's a good thing to have that within you. And then surrounding you is this character of strength. And being surrounded by a character of strength is going to release a lot of tensions from you. So even though this heavy burdens are here, and well, what is fair? Like sometimes people say, that's not fair. Well, what is fair? What is it actually that is fair? And so who knows what's fair? I know we are people, we're human beings. Not every life is going to be the same. Not everybody has the same challenges. We're like, oh, well, they got those benefits, then I need them too. Well, maybe you don't. There could be different there's differences with people and what their journey is wanting them to learn. Not just to be, how can I be most comfortable in this house? Or how can I be most comfortable in this life that I've created? Most comfortable. I want to do as least as I can and then be as most comfortable as I can. And so sometimes life wants you to pick up some burdens. Sometimes life wants you to make some changes. Sometimes life wants you to learn about how strong and resilient you really are. Because you are, but you don't know that in the couch. You know that maybe in San Diego, but you don't know that from Arizona. So until you get off the couch, you're not even going to know how much strength that you have and all these things that you thought you could never do because you weren't strong enough or you couldn't handle it. And you could always have done it because you are strong enough and you can handle it. So if we don't try, we're not going to get anywhere. And so there is a deep soul connection going on in below the surface. There is a deep soul connection that is building, that is taking place, and that is that's a good thing. It's a great thing actually, and it takes strength also to allow these kind of bonds and these kind of connections. It takes strength to allow them into a life because it's big changes. Absolutely big changes. Once you start building connections like that, they can be good changes, they can be bad changes. Patterns, beliefs, and stuff like that, they don't really distinguish too much difference. It's just uncertain. And when it's uncertain, it kicks out these, then the trigger. Oh, here comes the abandonment wounds. Oops, here comes the unworthiness feeling. Oops, here comes all of these things that has been hidden in my subconscious. Margie, come here. Hey. And sometimes I know the Seven of Pentacles, it can be like, wow, is this ever going to come to fruition? Is anything ever going to come out of this? But you did have a great idea, and you did have a great start. You did spend time, energy to put something into place, and it's almost like a God-given thing. It just pops out of nowhere, and it's like, wow, this great idea. Wow, this, all of a sudden I have this urge to do this or that. And so now you can sit and you can finally watch some of these things that you've been putting the time and effort into coming into fruition. And coming up in the future, perhaps with the talents, the skills, the things that you have learned along your way, being strong, making changes, going through it, they can also bring in other people who are on the same energy level. They have on the same frequency, and now you can co-create with people on the same frequency. And you are showing up as healed. You are showing up as a star. You are showing up as hope. And perhaps it is your job on planet Earth to shine some hope around you wherever you go. And so making the good choice, making a good choice, like to go where your heart is wanting you to go. Go where you are going to find true happiness, true joy, and true bliss. Sometimes with dysfunctional upbringings or dysfunctional trainings, we have misconstrued how we're supposed to what we're supposed to choose. How am I going to choose this or that? Am I going to choose the right thing or the not right thing? You are like in the justice, like what is the right thing to do? What is the right thing to do? And sometimes it takes strength to also make the right choice because it might not look like what the world would like you to do. Because you give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and you give to God what belongs to God. So go with your heart, go with your compassion, go with your love, go with the good things, but don't be a doormat. Don't be like a people pleaser and stuff like that. You boundaries, and then you allow this energy of gratitude and love to exude. Also, the biggest fear that we sometimes have is that happy home family. And then because we think maybe we're not good enough, maybe we're not strong enough, maybe we're not exciting enough, maybe we're not quiet enough, maybe we're not, we have so many things that we think that we might not be good enough for. And so this is a reminder that you are good enough. And then you can turn those fears of failure or fears of it not happening the way you wanted to. You can take all these things and you can flip them around and be like, you are worthy of it. You are strong enough. And the strength card is here twice. And the strength card is here twice. And it's building strength in your body, which we always talk about it. And then if you use your arms, your shoulders, your upper back, your chest a lot in your job, then strengthen those parts so that you can move around easier. If you always have to stand up or you do stuff like that, then strengthen your legs, strengthen your back, lower back. Do some exercises to figure out where it is that you need more strength so you can help this body carry out the mission that you're on here on planet Earth. And the strength is a beautiful thing. It's about also self-respect, courage, unconditional love, and self-love. And self-love. If you are one of us people who have been your own worst enemy in your mind, and self-love, being your own best friend instead of talking negatively to yourself, instead of judging everything you do, instead of comparing everything you do to someone else, instead of doing any of that, you know, I'm good enough. I'm good enough the way that I am. And I don't need to compare myself to anybody. I just need to try and be a little bit, be the change, be a little bit different. Hey, come here. Come here. Come on. It's okay. Hey, come on. What's up? So, it's the time to stop it. You need to go out. So the beautiful light in me, it honors, it respects, and it loves the same beautiful light in you and in you. And until next time, namaste.